Namaste Seekers, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nicolas Ulhich and today I will share with you the analysis and the predictions of Jupiter entering the sidereal sign of Aries and all the effects that we'll have throughout the transits. If you are new to the channel, remember this is sidereal Vedic astrology, different from Western tropical astrology. Keep that in mind. Make sure you have your Vedic natal chart at hand so you can check the explanations and predictions on your own chart. We are having this transit starting on April 21st, 2023 to May 1st, 2024. Kind of one full year. Jupiter takes around 1 year to go from the beginning to the end of a zodiac sign and takes around 12 years to complete the whole zodiac wheel. That's why this is a new beginning of the cycle or the Jupiterian year for all of us that of course will be strongly influencing the area where we have Aries in our natal chart. If you are your rising sign is Aries, is happening in the first house. If you are Taurus, in the 12th, Gemini in the 11th, and so on forth. At the end of the video, I will give you the predictions and the explanation for each of the zodiac signs and rising signs, so don't worry about that right now. What is Jupiter? What represents? What is the meaning behind the transit of Jupiter in Aries? Well, Jupiter is also known as Brihaspati or the Guru of the gods, and also it's known as Guru, just simply as Guru. Guru is the dispeller of ignorance. Ignorance in the sense of the lack of knowing yourself, the lack of connection with God, and with everything that is beyond the material aspect of life. Patanjali in the Yoga Sutras stated that we have the kleshas, which are the obstacles in the path of enlightenment, and one of them was avidya, ignorance. So Jupiter is the planet that is eliminating, removing avidya, ignorance, one of the important obstacles in the path of enlightenment. Jupiter is whenever Jupiter transits a house, that house receives a lot of knowledge, wisdom, and spirituality. We're more spiritually inclined towards life, but in the way that the house operates. We have the first 5 and 11 and 9th house, which are related to Dharma. Dharma will be enhanced if you have Aries in any of these houses. If you have Aries in the 2nd or the 6th or the 10th, this will enhance, will bring more energy to the Artha aspect of life, which is the profession, is your work, is what you do to make a livelihood. And if it's transiting the 3rd, the 7th or the 11th, is related to Kama. It's connected with networking, with social life, social influences, as well as people in your life and happiness. And if it's transiting the 4th, 8th, or 12th houses, this is bringing moksha, spiritual freedom, transcendent, spirituality, meditation, isolation in the good sense, because you want to meditate, you want to be alone with the divine within you. And for each of the rising signs, wherever it's falling in the 5th, in the 4th, 12th, etc., Dharma, purpose, Artha, profession, Kama, relationships, or moksha, spirituality, will be very, very present, more than usual, throughout the year, the Jupiterian year, of course, from April to 2023 to May 2024. According to the ancient Vedic text, Brihaspati, the Guru of the gods, was revered as the spiritual guide and teacher of the rest of the gods, and he was instrumental in the battle between the Devas, gods, and the Asuras, the demons. And because of the intervention through knowledge and wisdom of Brihaspati Guru, the victory of the Devas was granted or guaranteed. In Vedic astrology, we understand Brihaspati as the most benefic planet and is associated with good luck, prosperity, and spiritual growth. It's also associated with the second chakra for some authors, Swadhisthana chakra, if you want to know the name, and the element ether, which is Akasha. People with a very strong Jupiter or with planets in Aries and being activated by the transit of Jupiter in Aries usually are very intelligent, wise, optimistic, and generous. If you are like that, because you have Jupiter very strong by birth, or now Jupiter is becoming very strong, you will see that these qualities of Jupiter will be enhanced and you will be much more capable, much more talented, gifted in terms of intellect, in terms of wisdom, in order to pursue certain purposes or objectives, goals, etc. Also, Jupiter gives us a very strong sense of ethics and morality and usually gives a better human being. So wherever we have a weak Jupiter, we should help that Jupiter if we want to become a better human being. What is a good human being? That is up to you, to your culture, to your country, to your generation. It's very different one thing from the other. What we have is Sanatana Dharma in the Vedic path, which is the eternal, immortal duties of the soul, which among many other things is Yama and Niyama. Beyond that, what you believe that is morally or ethically better, it's more up to you and the society where you grow up. But Yama and Niyama are non-negotiable. You have to follow ahimsa, non-violence, asteya, Ishwara Pranidhana, etc., the 10th Yama and Yamas. In addition to the positive influence of Brihaspati or Jupiter, if Jupiter is weak in our natal chart or now is in a weak position because the aspects that is receiving specifically for us, this can cause various problems such as lack of success, financial instability, and difficulties in relationships. Depends on your personal Vedic natal charts and the solar return or solar revolution, how this energy is affecting you or influencing you, and only from there we can say, yes, this date or this period of time, you definitely need to apply some remedial measures, to do certain yogasanas, pranayamas, type of meditational exercises that are concrete and specific for you. This is not a general advice, but for your chart. Okay, in that case, you need to book a consultation so you can understand your chart very well. In Vedic astrology, most of the time is advised to have a consultation once in life to completely understand where your planets are located, the general state or status of your natal chart and your path overall. And then once a year to have a reading a couple of days before your birthday. And in this way you can understand the energies that will be ahead of you throughout the year, which is your year counting from the birthday, the current birthday to the next one. Brihaspati can be improved if it's weak in your chart or currently you are feeling the lack of success in your life, financial instability, problems in relationships, by performing puja, which is worship to Brihaspati, wearing yellow clothes or gemstones, and chanting Jupiter mantras can strengthen the planet's positive effects. I will strongly advise you too to follow sadhana, which is the yogic practice, a daily yogic routine, as well as the Dinacharya, which is the Ayurvedic daily routine. In the yoga version of the routine, you definitely need to incorporate some study of sacred text, some pranayama, some yogasanas and meditation that will be japa meditation, japa mantra meditation, or just contemplation of a candle, of a sacred symbol, etc. And in the side of Ayurveda, you definitely need to have a fixed schedule, wake up before the sun, go to bed as soon as you can, as early as you can, try to have enough sleep so you can wake up full of energy, clarity, fresh, and do a deep and proper meditation. Overall, Brihaspati, Jupiter, is revered in the Vedic tradition and is considered a powerful force for good. He is associated with knowledge, wisdom, and spirituality, and his influence is said to be one of the keys to unlocking success and prosperity in life. Definitely, we want to make Jupiter happy. How can we do this? Well, we need to understand what is the influence of Jupiter through Aries. Aries is a fiery sign ruled by Mars. Jupiter's transit through the sign can bring about a mix of both positive and negative effects. However, being a sign of Mars and being Mars a friend of Jupiter, this is a positive transit of Jupiter that may result in a negative transit if it was a different ruler of the sign with which Jupiter has animosity, but in this case is a friend. On the positive side of the transit of Jupiter in Aries, it can bring good fortune and opportunities for growth and expansion. You may find that the house where you have Jupiter transiting in your natal chart will be subject to growth, expansion, creativity, extra wisdom, wittedness, and some sort of improved social life or networking. People are bringing to you many good offers, projects, ideas, and you are constantly picking some of these ideas or suggestions and making them grow. That is just amazing, of course. It can enhance one's confidence and optimism, leading to successful ventures and new beginnings. Jupiter's transit through Aries can also bring a spiritual growth and deepening of one's faith and belief. This is a year, Jupiterian year of course, where you can understand in a deeper way, in a deeper sense, your spiritual tradition. If you belong to a traditional religion or philosophy, you can take advantage of this transit to understand better, for example, in our tradition, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, the Vedas overall, the Upanishads, Puranas, anything that you feel inclined to, take it, read it, study it, and practice as much as possible. However, on the negative side, Jupiter in Aries can cause impulsiveness and recklessness. It can lead to overconfidence and taking unnecessary risks, which may lead to setbacks and losses. There may be a tendency towards aggression, impatience, and conflicts with others. When you do yoga and you practice Ayurveda in your daily life, it's not that you don't feel emotions or you are not triggered by other people's behavior. It's quite the opposite. You do feel the things that are happening to you or approaching to you or are thrown to you in most of the cases. However, what is taking place is that the increased patience that you produce, let's say, in your meditations, in your daily routines, now is helping you to delay the emotional response towards a particular situation. The more aggressiveness the energy is bringing to you, the more yogasanas, pranayama you should do, but not after you have the encounter with the energy, but as soon as you wake up. Let's put it like this. You have today a given amount of aggressiveness to experience. If the very first things that you do is to go to your yoga mat after you do your Ayurvedic morning routine, of course, you jump to your yoga mat and you do yogasanas, pranayama, meditation, dhyana, etc. that helps you with this energy, with this kind of emotions. Now you have fulfilled the necessity of experiencing that for the whole day. Whatever anyone is bringing to you won't have the signature of aggressiveness, recklessness, or any sort of discomfort of problems with interaction with others. But if you don't do anything and you accumulate this and that and this emotion, this other emotion, it will come a moment in which someone will express all of that to you, channeling your own energy through the interaction, and of course that will be very problematic. My suggestion, it's not a medical replacement or psychological replacement for having a proper expert to give you a therapy. However, is to do daily yoga practice. Do yoga as much as possible, as many hours of the day as you can. Of course, being responsible with dharma, your purpose, artha, your profession, kama, your relationships, and moksha, your spirituality. Devote yourself a little bit of time to each of the purusharthas, the goals in life, and everything will be just fine. Again, taking into consideration that I need to see your personal natal chart to understand the depth of the transit, of course, but overall, this is my suggestion, my analysis. Overall, Jupiter's transit through Aries in Vedic astrology can be a time of growth and expansion, but individuals should be cautious not to overextend themselves or take unnecessary risks. It is a good time for spiritual growth and deepening one's faith and belief, but one should also be mindful of their actions and interactions with others. Because you feel so optimistic, so full of life and energy, doesn't mean that you are capable of anything. Measure the risk ahead, become more aware of what is going on in your life, and do accordingly as what you actually can do. Don't just take any compromises or responsibilities because you feel that you can. Be very cautious, be very down to earth in terms of taking decisions and starting new ventures, and you will be amazingly well. But if you are reckless and you jump impulsively to any new thing that appears or show up to you, that won't end very well, unfortunately. So Jupiter during the transit through Aries will be in 3 different nakshatras. First of all, from April 21st, 2023 to June 21st, 2023, Jupiter will be transited through Ashwini nakshatra. This nakshatra is ruled by the Ashwini Kumaras, the divine horse-headed twins, who are known as the physicians of the gods. During this period, we may see some new advancements in science, especially medical science, to help people to cure themselves, to heal. Maybe through AI, maybe through something that arose during the pandemic. They discover something that now can help other kind of illnesses or problems in human beings, and we may see some of this. Doesn't mean it will happen, but there is a high possibility that we find this type of things. For us personally, it may be a good time for find healing, whether emotional, psychological, or physical. If you are going through some process of healing yourself, take advantage of this time and use everything you have to heal yourself. Go to your therapist, to the doctor, try everything you can. I always recommend Ayurveda and yoga therapy because in my personal experience, they are the best of the best, but it's not the medical advice. You do your own research and find what is better for you, of course. The symbolism of this nakshatra, again Ashwini nakshatra, is a horse head which represents speed, agility, and independence. This nakshatra is associated with initiation, new beginnings, and quick action. During the transit of Jupiter through this nakshatra, we definitely will be starting new things, new projects, new life experiences, adventures, and many more things. And it's amazing because Jupiter will be transiting through this nakshatra, will enter to the next one, and then when Jupiter becomes retrograde, will come back to Ashwini nakshatra to deepen into the energy of the nakshatra, and then will move again stronger than ever to Bharani nakshatra, the next nakshatra, to finish the project in a way of speaking and take it to the next level. Be mindful of this, work really hard, give your best, don't do a mediocre job, always do your best, a quality action, any actions that you perform, a quality action with discipline and consistency. That is key for anything in life. Key characteristics of this nakshatra is considered to be auspicious for starting new projects or ventures. It is associated with healing and medicine, and is said to have a strong connection to the physical body. We may find ourselves more energetic as usual, more independent and adventurous. The adventurous part, remember, taking consideration, being aware of the risk involved in any sort of risk that you are taking. And this part of being too independent may be good for some things that requires discipline and courage, but also may be a little bit an obstacle in relationships, because you may be wanting to control people or to be too independent for your own good. So yeah, be very mindful of this. Then after this transit is over, the 21st of June, Jupiter will enter Bharani nakshatra, the second nakshatra, till November 26th, same year, 2023. The ruling deity is Yama, the god of death and justice. It's not just to die physically, but transformation, rebirth, etc. The symbolism is the womb, which represents creativity, nurturing, and the potential for new life, and is associated with birth, growth, and transformation. Now let's connect the first nakshatra with this one. In the first one, during the transit of Jupiter through Ashwini nakshatra, we have initiation, new beginnings, quick actions. We are developing something, some sort of business, some sort of projects or idea. And now in the next nakshatra, Bharani nakshatra, birth, growth, and transformation. This is the perfect sequence of success. You start something and now you make it grow. And this is the moment to take advantage for new projects, new things. Be mindful of the retrograde period, be mindful of Mercury retrograde and the eclipse. Overall, after that, everything will be just fine. Key characteristics of this nakshatra is considered to be powerful and intense, with a focus on sexuality, fertility, and reproduction. And there will be more passion, more creativity, more ambition, but may also bring struggles or issues of control and possessiveness. If you are in a relationship or you have a business partner, be mindful of the possessive aspect of the transit. Don't try to control other people. You are the boss, but if you are the boss, don't micromanage people. That doesn't go well with success. Try to motivate, inspire, and set clear rules at work, but don't micromanage if possible for you. And then after this transit, Jupiter is coming back to Ashwini nakshatra. So from November 26, 2023 again, till February the 3rd, 2024, next year, we are coming back again to the energy of initiation, new beginnings, and quick action. Whatever you started now, it will develop through Bharani nakshatra, will come back to Ashwini Nakshatra for a review, and then move forward again to Bharani Nakshatra, February 3rd till April 16th of 2024. Very powerful half of the year of the Jupiterian year, and second half of this current year, 2023, is a very auspicious, powerful, strong influence that will continue from April 16th to June 12th, 2024, in the next nakshatra, Kritika Nakshatra. However, let me remind you that Jupiter will be in Aries only till May 1st, 2024. From May 1st to June 12th, Jupiter will be still in Kritika Nakshatra, but in Taurus zodiac sign. In the first part of this nakshatra, which falls in Aries, the ruling deity is Agni, the god of fire, which goes very well with Aries, the energy of fire. The symbolism is a razor or a flame, which represents purification, transformation, and cutting through obstacles. This nakshatra is associated with courage, leadership, and determination, and the key characteristics of Kritika Nakshatra is considered to be a powerful and transformative nakshatra that brings about change and transformation. And we will find this period a lot of courage, ambition, and determination, but we may also struggle with issues of anger or impulsiveness. It's very auspicious for spiritual practices and transformation. What can we take away from this last transit of Jupiter? Well, first, again, initiation, new beginnings, quick action, going into birth, growth, and transformation, which goes back to initiation, new beginnings, and quick actions, that goes again to birth, growth, and transformation, that ends the last part of Jupiter through Aries in courage, leadership, and determination. Whatever you are starting with the transit of Jupiter through Ashwini Nakshatra and is being developed through Bharani Nakshatra, and then going through a deepening, improvement in Ashwini and back to Bharani, will conclude in Kritika Nakshatra, being really, really big, a big project, a big transformation, change. Something is definitely changing in your life for good, but big time. Pay attention to the predictions later on so you can understand, according to your rising sign, in which area this will take place. Also, keep in mind, Jupiter will be retrograde from September 4th, 2023 to December 30th, 2023, one day before the end of the year in the Gregorian calendar. Jupiter retrograde will bring reflection, will bring to go inward. We may find that the area where we have Aries in our natal chart, it's under revision. We are just sensing what is going on in that aspect of our life, in that area of our life. All the things that we have been developing and working into the new beginnings, initiation, quick action of Ashwini Nakshatra, then going to Bharani Nakshatra, in the retrograde motion of Jupiter, will come back to Ashwini. So we are rethinking about these projects or changes that we made. How can we improve them? How can we improve our networking, resources, financial situation, our purpose, dharma, karma, artha, moksha, anything that is applying to you specifically? How can I improve my connection with that particular area of my life? And then something extremely important that is taking place is that Jupiter will be transited Aries at the same time of Rahu transited Aries. That will be from April 21st, 2023 to October 30th, 2023. Till last last part of October, we are having something that is special, a special connection, combination, or yoga, as you prefer to call it, called Guru Chandal Yoga. Guru Chandal Yoga, it's a challenging time because the Guru of gods is meeting and being influenced by the demon, the head of the demon, which is Rahu. And in this combination is considered to be one of the most challenging aspects in Vedic astrology that may bring significant hurdles and obstacles in the area of life where we have the transitive yoga, the transiting combination. Jupiter on one side represents wisdom, spirituality, good fortune, while Rahu represents illusion, desire, and materialism. The combination of these two energies can create a conflict within a person's mind and can lead to confusion and indecisiveness. If we put in consideration that most of these will be in Ashwini and Bharani, our projects will be subject to some changes, some improvements that are not bad, but will be there. So don't take anything for granted. Be mindful, be aware of the changes that are taking place in your life, particularly in the area where you have Aries, the transitive Jupiter through Aries, and avoid as much as possible confusion and indecision in terms of giving a step forward. How can I improve that in my case? Well, doing yoga daily, doing the Ayurvedic morning routine daily, eating healthy, exercising, trying to spend some time on nature. All of these things are extremely important during this period, which are several months actually. When we have Guru Chandal Yoga right now, this may bring struggle with addiction, impulsive behavior, and a lack of clarity in goals and values. If you have been struggling with some addiction, whether work addiction, whether any substance, whether alcohol, food, anything of any type, now is a period of time of several months that you may find yourself again or healing that, transcending that, or struggling with that again. Try to avoid anything that will trigger that again coming back to your life, because it's a very powerful transit that you don't want to bring this back to your life. It's too strong. With proper remedies and guidance, of course, this yoga, Guru Chandal Yoga, can be transformed into a positive force for growth and transformation through spiritual practices, self-reflection, and of course the guidance of a Vedic astrologer. You can harness the power of this challenging combination and overcome the negative effects overall. Let's see how will affect each of the rising signs, or lagna in Sanskrit, so you can put the focus of the next year in that area in particular. If your rising sign is Aries, this is happening in the first house, the house of dharma, self, the house of health, success in your profession, success in life, but also is the house of drive. Whatever is driving you in life, whatever is inspiring you, we can find it in the first house. It's a time of a lot of inspiration, strength, energy, and vitality to go and achieve your goals in life. Don't get confused between what you need to do and you want to do, or people is trying to influence in you to do this or that due to the Guru Chandal Yoga. But also be mindful of your body weights. Try to train, exercise, because Jupiter there increase the energy of that house, and being the house of the body overall, you need to take care of that. As well, you may find a lot of clarity in the sense of your dharma, your purpose in life, which is very, very good. For Taurus rising sign, this is happening in the 12th house, a house of retirement, traveling long distance, of foreign lands, foreign people. It's about meditation, spirituality, connecting with the divine. It's about moksha overall, transcending the materialistic aspects of life to find yourself deeper connected to spirituality and to your own self. So it's a very spiritual time, but also it's a time where it's highly possible you can travel abroad, or you start to travel at least. If you have been waiting for a good time to start to travel abroad, this definitely will be a very good moment. And some projects may arrive to your life that will help you or encourage you to travel. Gemini rising sign for you, it's happening in the 11th house, house of income, gains, recognition, projects, networking, karma, connecting with relationships. It's a very, very good time to start a new project with people, or to connect with a different or a better social life that will bring to you some recognition, extra income, and success overall. If your rising sign is Cancer, for you it's happening in the 10th house, a house of arta, profession, and is a house of work, your connection with society through your profession. You may see a change at work, whether you receive a new role in the company or where you are working at, or you change the workplace, you change the type of work that you will do, you receive an increase in your salary, a raise. Or also could be that if you are independent, this time you find better job opportunities to make your business grow. For entrepreneurs, will be a very, very auspicious time, and for people working in a company as well will be very, very auspicious. If your rising sign is Leo, for you it's happening in the most beneficial and beautiful house, which is the 9th house, the house of Jupiter, the house of the guru, the father, spirituality, moral and ethics, philosophy of life, higher education. You may find yourself completing some studies, or studying with your guru, meeting your guru for first time, or receiving a lot of blessings from your father. If your rising sign is Virgo, for you it's happening in the 8th house, house of transformation, healing, of inheritances, of mysteries, partnerships, marriage life, as well as hidden talents. It's a period of time where you may see your business grow, as well as an improvement of your marital life, as well as getting to know yourself way deeper and much better. If your rising sign is Libra, for you it's happening in the 7th house, which is the house of partnerships, business partners, your spouse, happiness, professional success, and your social projection in life. For you, definitely you will be connecting with foreign people or foreign lands and people there, or you will be working with foreign people. If you are single, there is a high chance, high possibilities that if you are a woman, you meet your future spouse. If you are a man, it may come more in the side of your guru and receiving some blessings from your guru in terms of projects or social connections through spirituality, or spiritual connections that produce certain projects that make you more wealthy and better connected with others. If your rising sign is Scorpio, for you it's happening in the 6th house, a house of struggle, work, art, profession as well, and daily routines, health. You have here the opportunity to work smarter rather than harder. If you pay attention to this valuable lesson, your life and your year will become amazing. A lot of extra work that won't be heavier but smarter. That will create more free time for you to use it for extra work in other areas and create multiple sources of income or improve your daily life overall. Take care of your health as well. If your rising sign is Sagittarius, Jupiter is the ruler of your rising sign, and this is a very auspicious time for you because Jupiter is transiting the 5th house, a house of dharma, good results from past life, children, creative intelligence, investments, giving advice and receiving advice. Be mindful of the advices that you receive during this time. If you don't want to have children during this period, be extra careful. If your rising sign is Capricorn, for you it's happening in the 4th house, house of home, house, real estate, vehicles, the mother, family, the emotional mind, the unconscious part of us, the inner world. During this transit, you may change your house, you may buy property or vehicles, you may move abroad, or it's a very auspicious time for your family or your mother overall. If your rising sign is Aquarius, for you it's taking place in the 3rd house, house of siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, neighbors, traveling, but short trips. The 12th house is long trips, the 3rd house is short trips, as well as communication. You will find during this time that communication improves, but also becomes more abundant, more things to communicate. Maybe you start to teach a course or you start to take a course as well, and you need to communicate more than usual. Or you start to communicate more than usual with your close friends or siblings. And if you are Pisces rising sign, for you, Jupiter is the ruler of your rising sign, so it's very, very important, and is transiting the 2nd house of finances, the stability, family, is related to your expression, your beliefs. This will be a very powerful transit that it has the potential to bring extra income, extra wealth. However, be careful of the reckless behavior, impulsive behavior towards money and expenditures. What can we, closing this topic, take out of this period? Well, the house that I mentioned for you. Be extra mindful and careful because of the Guru Chandal Yoga till October 30th, and then with the retrograde Jupiter from September 4th to December 30th, during this time you will find more into the reflecting aspect of Jupiter more than the blessing aspect of Jupiter. Jupiter will give you extra insights, very deep understanding of the areas I mentioned for you according to your rising sign. And when a planet goes into retrograde motion, it's much better to analyze the things that are going on in that area of your life rather than to take decisions. If you find yourself in the impossible situation that you need to take a decision and you have no other option, take the decision, but follow the transits of the moon, because you have something called Muhurta, that is horary astrology, that we can choose a better day for a specific activity according to our natal charts, even during a difficult time or difficult transits. Try to do this, go to a Vedic professional astrologer and ask for a hora or horary reading if you have very important things to do during the period of Jupiter retrograde. Be mindful of Mercury retrograde, the next eclipse that is taking place in Libra, the lunar eclipse, and then the other eclipses when the sun is entering Libra as well, that I will make a video for that at the time, don't worry. Thank you so much if you made it so far in this video. I will love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you didn't do it yet. If you are listening me on Spotify, thank you so much. You can check the video on YouTube where you can find sometimes a bit more of information in the description. Please subscribe, give a thumbs up, a comment, how you are feeling right now with these transits. And remember the 3 keywords for this period: quality actions, consistency, and discipline. With these 3, you will make it very far in life and you will be very, very successful. Thank you so much. Namaste, Sri Gurubhyo Namaha, Hari Om Tat Sat, Om Namah Shivaya.